Good evening, Pastor Jerry. My name is Sade and I'm back again live from USA. My first testimony I'm recording is on behalf of my mother. Early this year, mid-April, my mother was diagnosed with, the doctor said she had too much protein in her urine, which would mean that her kidneys were damaged. My mother was very scared. She was very worried, and I kept telling her that anytime you go to the doctor, anytime they tell you anything that does not make sense, that does not even add up, just keep saying what God cannot do does not exist. She mentioned that the doctors wanted her to come off for any medications that she was taking, and they were going to go ahead and run a test. But surprisingly, they pushed the test all the way out to November, and she was really concerned about that. But I kept telling her that what God cannot do does not exist. And I told her that by the time you go for that appointment, you will carry the evidence that God has done it for you. And I want to thank God, because fast forward to November of this year, she went to see the doctor and they ran the test. They actually did it more than once. And to God be the glory, for what God can't do doesn't exist, that her kidneys are normal. There is no protein in the urine. All those nonsense things they were mentioning, they are gone. She's off the medication. Everything reversed. I want to say, God, thank you, for what you cannot do does not exist. My second testimony, I was diagnosed with left ventricular dysfunction and left ventricular hypertrophy, where they said the heart was enlarged, my heart was working too hard, and this is on the left side of my heart was not pumping enough oxygen. And the doctors keep asking me, hey, are you short of breath? Can you breathe? Can you this? Are your legs swelling? Are you experiencing severe chest pain? And I said, what God cannot do does not exist. And so every month they would do what is known as a lipid panel testing, because they wanted to test the level of cholesterol. They also did what they call a stress test, and they did a cardiography scan where they take pictures of the heart to see how the heart is working when it's at rest, when it's in stressful situations, etc. And I just kept saying all the time that what God cannot do does not exist. Even when they would try to give me negative news, I would reject it and tell them that what God cannot do does not exist. I will still pray the prayers. I'll pray it during work. I'll pray it after work. I'll make it an appointment even for Bible study to be praying the prayers, to keep going and going and going and going, because there's power on this altar. And every time you keep saying, ask the Lord for 3 things, I made it my prayer point. When you keep saying what you're afraid of will not happen, I will tap into it. When I hear testimonies of people giving how their heart issues were reversed, I will key into those testimonies. Even when I will come on the Sunday service and you keep saying what you're afraid of will not happen, and you keep issuing powerful declarations, I would key into it. And I want to thank God, because December of this year, I went to my doctor and they did the test. They said that the heart is normal. They said, Pastor Jerry, that the heart is normal, that the heart is functioning as it should. And they will just continue to do monitoring. And I just want to say thank you, because what God cannot do does not exist.